Do I have to do what? Yes, you've got to log in on that other email, remember? Yes. You've got to find that other email that I showed you. Oh, we're going live here, darling. We're live. Yeah, everyone heard that. Hello, Sue. We are live streaming as we speak.
Thank you.
We're live on YouTube.
Righty ho. Well, I better not say anything out of line, had I?
Oh, you wouldn't do that.
Oh. Anyway, I reheated my cup of tea that I was delivered a while back.
Les, I did have a bit of feedback from a few observers saying that the YouTube wasn't working for the council.
Yeah, I've just killed the YouTube on my computer.
Okay.
Is that better now? Is that better?
Sorry, oh, hang on, I'll check. I'll just go out and check.
Sometimes YouTube plays up.
No, YouTube's fine. It was just that it was coming through my computer speakers.
Oh, was it?
But it's telling me here we're live on YouTube.
Okay, great.
Oh, somebody sent me something. It'll be Nan.
Okay, we can start admitting people as soon as we like.
Oh, that.
You're on the screen here.
One has to get the washing in.
What have I done?
My little. Check my volume. Input volume up. That's better. Oh, that's nice. I overheated my tea.
Okay, I've got one person waiting. Sally Petherbridge coming in. Are you ready, Carolyn?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Les.
Okay, here comes Sally.
Well, Sally.
Sally.
I've got her room.
Everyone came in very quickly last time.
I know they're probably
do.
all getting their cups of tea or whatever
Yeah.
they need. Or Fiona Johnson will be eating her lunch.
Okay, here comes Patricia Oliver.
Thank you.
Hi, Trish again.
There I am. Now I'm on. Hello, all.
Welcome back.
Thanks, Les.
You look very comfortable there.
I'm staying with a girlfriend in Tamworth who keeps bringing me cups of tea and sandwiches. What can I do?
Lucky you.
I know.
Well, I did get a cold cup. I did get a cup of tea earlier that was delivered, but it cooled down while I was
Yeah, I
talking.
just brought in
It would do
Steve.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to turn off.
Unmute Steve.
Right.
Good to see you, Steve. Lizzie
Hello.
Campbell,
Hello, Steve.
Hi, how are you?
Lynette
Again.
Harrower,
We meet
Thank you.
again.
Lucy Costas,
Thank you.
Nancy Robertson,
Thank you.
Lizzie's on the cup of tea as well. Oh, Sally's got her cuppa.
yeah.
Can you see that, Nan?
Oh,
Okay.
I know that one.
Rosine,
I've only got a boring one.
Yeah.
It's what my servant delivered.
I don't think I've got.
okay, Margaret Tuppen,
Thank you.
Is the volume working?
yeah, Carolyn Larkin,
It's actually Kerry from Scone. She was having trouble getting before. I'll change her name when she comes in.
Peter McGinley,
Margaret.
you got Peter, Carolyn,
Yes.
Is it?
Hi, Kerry. I thought it was you.
here goes Margaret Tuppen.
Oh.
A technical
Liz.
assistant.
That's Brian in the back. Yeah, setting her up.
Okay, here comes Libby. You unmuted, Lib? There we go, we're getting a few more.
Trisha
10
Rosini.
minutes and counting. Helen Meddings,
Thank you.
Diane Stewart, Kathy Tate,
Thank you.
Sandra McMahon,
Thank you.
Peter Windia,
Thank you.
Yes.
Julian Bickersteth, Christy Graham,
Thank you.
Sally Lowe, Ted Jarrett,
Thank you.
Greg Vickery,
Thank you.
We've lost. We gained and lost Julian.
hey, Jane Smith,
Yeah.
Robin Jackson,
Thank you.
Phyllis Carthy,
Thank you.
Helen Milne,
Thank you.
Susie Craig,
Thank you.
Lynn Caskey,
Thank you.
Aha, we've got you, Julian.
there you are, Julian. Welcome. Okay, we've got 31 participants. We're more than halfway there. All those red crosses there, everyone's very patient. Okay, Julie Linton,
Thank you.
Joe Tesorero,
Thank you.
Joe, you're sideways.
oh, there's Joe.
That's better.
There's Julie. Five minutes to go. Fiona Johnson's coming in.
Thank you.
Nancy Robertson.
Thank you.
Nikki Peters.
Thank you.
Welcome, Nikki. Carol Johnson.
Thank you.
Richard King.
Thank you.
Three minutes to go. They're not as chatty as the previous meeting, Sue.
I'm just having a break. If anyone wants to chat, you're welcome.
Judy Winston Smith.
Thank you.
Two minutes. Sally Birrell.
Thank you.
Denise Turkington.
Fiona's having lunch, as I predicted.
Thank you.
Sue Logie Smith.
You are 2 hours behind us. You're entitled.
Welcome, Sue.
Hello, sir.
Lorraine Polglass.
Thank you.
Peter Hagan.
Thank you.
43 participants already logged in, not many to go.
Oh, we need the treasurer.
Peter, Windia, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Dawn Clark. Yes, we can hear you, Peter.
It's a long time since we practiced on Zoom about 3 years ago.
it
Judith Midgley.
certainly is, isn't it?
Maggie Wilson.
Thank you.
Alison Bennett.
Thank you.
1 minute.
Love the background, Helen.
Yeah, the scarf's a bit out of place.
Well, it looks like that outside.
Here comes John Griffiths.
Where's the bikini?
Yeah, well, right. I can see we're all wearing scarves.
We can turn the video off if we have to.
Yeah.
You can send me to the naughty corner, Blaise.
Oh, yes, we can do that too.
We did that the other day in the practice.
Yes. I accepted with grace.
What's that bloody palm tree in the background waving?
That's out the window behind me, John.
Yeah,
Rest.
off the Oriana.
Oh, it's very impressive.
Oh, well, you know, I'm a bit creative, aren't I?
Well, it's better than
Okay,
you
here
are,
comes
Helen.
Meg Larkin.
That's what
Thank
I've
you.
been making.
What have
I
you
think-
been making?
I've been weaving.
very good.
Oh, yum.
Oh, my heaven, what is it? I can't
We've got
see
to
very
go
well.
to Ellen.
It's linen and denim.
Oh, can I come and
Where's
see
the
you?
bikini?
Oh, textile,
Well,
textile
you probably-
tragics unite.
I saw that hanging on your model behind and thought, Susie's trying to distract everyone.
There are a few textile tragics in this group.
Yeah.
Sharon
And
Ryan's
maybe-
coming in.
Thank you.
Maybe more we haven't met.
It's quite interesting when you watch, the Art Society Staying Connected videos. You're basically looking at all the whatever they've got around them, as well as the actual lecture or the talk at least. It's
Do you
quite
like my
fascinating.
designer masks?
Yep. Oh, great! Hey, that's the best one.
Hey, good one. Good one.
Or I've got another one here. This one's another bold one. I decided if you were going to wear masks, you might as well make a statement. So
Very beautiful.
Priceless.
we in regional Victoria have now all have to wear masks from Sunday 11:59 p.m. So all of Victoria will be masked up.
Yep.
It's about time.
Maybe
Okay,
we
we've
could
got Jeffrey
have.
Edwards.
We're a little bit annoyed at the Queensland Mr. Clive Palmer.
Welcome, Jeffrey.
Well, don't worry. I mean, Fiona, forget about Clive Palmer. The 3 girls who went to Melbourne went to a party, then lied about where they'd been, what their names were, what their careers were, and are now refusing to cooperate with the police.
Really?
Have you seen their faces? I can't believe they've been so stupid.
Yes,
crazy.
actually looking at them, you can believe they're so stupid.
Yeah.
Peter Farr.
The actual headlines in the Courier Mail today was that Queensland's most wanted or most hated, I mean, yeah.
Could I ask whether anyone else has had trouble with the live streaming on YouTube? My observer hasn't been able to connect.
Well, it's on.
Mine has actually. So mine's doing well in Perth.
Okay, so you're
Yeah,
right.
the live
okay.
streaming is working.
Thank you.
Gold Coast, no. We couldn't get on. They had 2 observers. Neither of them could get on.
Are they on now?
No.
Well,
I'm
it's
just
certainly working.
It might be to
Sorry
do with
about that.
their package. And the other thing is once you hit end of school hours and all the kids get online, it
Jackie
slows
Hartnett's on.
the area.
Yes, but she wasn't able to get online at 2 o'clock for the first meeting before.
Yeah, there was a problem with the live stream at 2 o'clock. It didn't come in till about 2:10.
Okay.
But the
Thank
live
you.
stream's been on for the last 20 minutes now. It started
Sue,
early.
on the point of order,
Yeah.
Sue,
Yeah.
can you, at some stage during the last meeting, you were saying, thank you, ladies. Now, I just
Oh,
like to
sorry.
indicate there are a couple of blokes hanging around here,
They
and
were,
I felt disadvantaged and persecuted.
that was
Do you
Carolyn,
feel
we've
safe? Is
Carolyn, most people in now.
Very well said, John.
Thank you, John. Thank
Yes, I think
you.
there's only 2 or
Thank you,
3.
everyone. Thank you,
Right,
everyone.
okay. Madam Chairman, everyone's in attendance. There's 53
Okay.
participants.
Going back to, okay, thank you very much. Righty-ho. Muggy, your volume must be, can everybody mute their computers? I'll be reading that out anyway, but so, right. Okay, let's start. I'd like to welcome everyone who's joined us here for the AGM, in particular those that have joined us especially for the AGM, and also very much in particular our President Julian Bickersteth and our Vice President Jeffrey Edwards. Welcome, it's lovely to have you here. It's wonderful to see you all at our first digital AGM, so thank you. As I said to all the councillors at our council meeting, this was unpredictable, but it shows how that we have adapted to our situation. We need to go back over those protocols again for those newcomers, so apologies for those who know about all of these. So please mute your microphone, which is down on the left-hand corner, bottom corner when you're not speaking. Please use the raise hand function if you want to speak. Comments and questions will be limited to 1 minute to allow the meeting to keep moving. And we recommend that you use speaker view so that you can see this person speaking. And this will be particularly relevant when any documents are coming up and when Julian speaks. And only councillors and elected officers can vote in any of the polls that will occur. Carolyn, could you please read out apologies?
Certainly. Hello, everyone again. Our apologies for the AGM are Anne Butcher from ADFAS Fleurieu, Brian Young from ADFAS Sydney, Carla Hill from ADFAS Camden, Vicky French from ADFAS Scone, and David Martin from ADFAS Murray River. Thanks, Sue.
Thank you. Okay. Now I would like to move about the confirmation of the minutes of the 30th AGM held on Friday, the 29th of March, 2019. I would like to move that the minutes of that AGM on the 30th AGM be accepted as a true and accurate record of that meeting. And we have a poll for those who are answering polls. Please give your answer and submit.
The poll is carried.
Okay, thank you.
Unanimous.
Thank you. Is there any business arising from the minutes? No? Okay, looks like we go straight to my report. 2019 was an important milestone for the association, starting with celebrations for our 30th anniversary with a cocktail party at the Queen's Club in March. As part of our birthday celebrations, we donated $5,000 to the restoration of the magnificent Coburn curtains to enable their rehang at the Opera House over 2 days, which some of us were very lucky to see. We saw the cessation of life and ushered in a new society, ADFAS Perth. Our constitution was fully revised, modernised and ratified in September. Many societies had significant growth. With this growth attributed to conscious efforts to create friendly, welcoming environments. The Patricia Robertson Fund attracted significant society support and new travel partnerships developed. Our ADFAS in the community activities continue to be well supported and continue to evolve. COVID-19 has changed ADFAS operations significantly. Digital communication embraced, video lectures have become the norm with 32 societies engaging members in this way. Meetings are now via Zoom or other platforms and are working well for most. Face-to-face lectures have a level of uncertainty for some, but not for others, and the situation remains unpredictable. Fortunately, societies have managed to maintain their pre-COVID membership, but this will prove more challenging next year. Thus, the executive team and lecturers committee are very committed to supporting societies to embrace changes and deal with the unpredictable environment surrounding the pandemic. The executive team only formed in April and has established a cohesive team with a great desire to develop new initiatives, to support societies and communicate with our members. We will be working hard in the next 6 months to look at cost-saving initiatives. We will be offering further group meetings and workshops to assist chairmen and work to improve our digital offerings. We will continue to use our social media presence and prepare for promotional activities for 2021. Our philanthropic activities are also significant in our mission and in embracing community engagement and awareness. I want to acknowledge the hard work of the retired members of the 2019 executive team and thank all executives, lecturers committee and council members for their contribution to ADFAS in the last 16 months. I ask that my report, first of all, check, has anyone got any questions? No. I ask, therefore, that my report be accepted and we'll have a poll. Thank you, Les.
Yeah, the poll is declared.
Thank you. Righty ho. I now hand over to National Treasurer John Griffiths to speak to the financial report and audited accounts.
Thank you, everybody. As you're aware, in the papers, there is a financial report prepared by the previous treasurer, Felicity Ma, which is in incredible detail indeed. And I'm sure if you have any queries, I'd be pleased to answer them. But there's so much detail there that I'm sure all your questions are answered in the report. Felicity did an excellent job, spent a huge amount of time at it, and I am very grateful for the ground that she's prepared for me to come through. I guess I will just say one thing is that we have a mild bookkeeping firm that we use and pay for. My view is that they're there to keep books, so I'm trying to use them more than perhaps they've been used in the past, because that's what we're paying for. I see the treasurer's role as being a recorder, but we pay for a person to do most of that. B, to be a sort of policy advisor, and C, to oversee funds and try to keep the place as cost effective as possible for all of us. So I would like to move as the treasurer incumbent now, but not then. I would like to move that the report be accepted.
Thank you.
Okay, now I thank you. I also need to move that the financial and audited accounts be accepted for the year ended December 31, 2019, and that the meeting approves the appointment of Pollock Partners, Brisbane Chartered Accountants as auditors for the year ended 31/12/2021. The partner of that firm has accepted the role.
The motion is carried.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Les, I'll hand over to you to read out the elected officers for 2020.
The elected officers for 2020, Sue Drummond by electronic ballot, Janie Smith, Vice Chairman. Sorry, Sue was Chairman, Janie Smith as Vice Chairman, yours truly, Les Davis, by electronic ballot as Secretary, John Griffiths as Treasurer, and I don't like the term, but that's what it is, the ordinary officers of the Executive Committee, Helen Milne, Susie Craig, Libby Davis and Margie Wilson, with Nikki Peters was elected but resigned shortly thereafter, and Elizabeth Campbell was elected, was nominated and put in place on the Executive Committee by the Executive Committee, and Nan Robertson as Chairman of the Lecturers Committee is also on the Executive Committee.
Thank you, Les. I will now ask Nan to give her report to the AGM. Or the Lecturers Committee report. We lost it too.
Yeah, sorry about that. As we as an organisation and societies continue to operate under COVID-19 restrictions, we need to ensure that we remain flexible. As we've seen from the reintroduction of restrictions in Victoria, we cannot presume our ADFAS life will return to normal anytime soon. I physically attended my first ADFAS event since the Armidale March lecture on the 5th of March. And it was in Tamworth, and it was Tamworth held a Miss Fisher and the Crypt of Tears movie afternoon, followed by a screening of Kate Strasden's Dress Detective, Miss Fisher's Wardrobe Revealed. It was fantastic. We were allowed 32 people in the Tamworth cinema, and that was set by spacing restrictions. So congratulations to Tamworth Committee. It was just so exciting to be there in person to attend. It was wonderful to see ADFAS members come together again. It was the first film back for the cinema as well, and they had Channel 7 there. There was a reporter with a very long extension to her microphone so that she could ask us questions, and there was a cameraman. So good news story for all concerned. Contracts have been delayed, and as discussed at circuit meetings, it will be reworded to accommodate the changing situation. This will delay society arrangement forms, which will in turn delay the production of any promotional material for 2021. Some societies are already talking about not producing expensive brochures this year for 2021. It is a credit to our reputation in the UK that only 2 of the 2021 lecturers have withdrawn, and both have been replaced by lecturers that should have come in 2020. All are willing to provide digital lectures if they are unable to travel to Australia, but all are also aware that our preferred option for all societies is to return to face-to-face lectures wherever possible. I would like to congratulate all chairmen on the committees and their committees on the way they have adapted in 2020. Our demographic is considered to be conservative and set in our ways. For our members accepting digital lectures and your participation in Zoom meetings, both committees and circuit, have certainly shown that when needs must, we are willing to embrace new things. Is there any questions on my report?
Doesn't appear to be. We'll have the poll and we'll ask that you accept the report.
I have a question, Sue. Sorry, I'm a bit behind the times here. At the bottom of Nan's report, she's got proposing the 1.7% increase CPI. So
yes,
does that need to be voted on?
It's automatically included in my report. Oh, Dawn, it's automatically included in the report. So if somebody wants to question that, they need to do it now.
No, I'm not questioning. I'm just saying, do you need to vote on the increase?
No, it's included in. It's always been included in. It's never been a separate motion, Dawn. It's just been included in my report.
So the report is the adoption of the report is approving the increase.
Yep.
The poll is carried.
Thank you. Okay, we now move on to Helen Milne, our National ADFAS Travel Coordinator, to talk about ADFAS travel.
Yes. Hello, everyone, and welcome from sunny Queensland. As you can see, the beach is here and the palm trees here, but there's only me. You've all read the report. We know what times are like, and it's a sad and sorry situation. We do hope to be moving forward when things open again. There was only one additional comment I wish to make to my report, and it was that we had a number of travellers in January, February, and raised $3,000 for this year's travel funding, which is in John's financial report anyway. So with no further ado, I move that my report be accepted. Oh, any questions? Any questions? Right, I move that my report be accepted and the voting card's there.
Yep. Okay. Thank you very much, Helen.
The poll is carried.
Yep. And we're now up to Margie Wilson, our ADFAS in the community coordinator. Margie, we're up to you.
Thank you, Sue. I hope you can hear me. I must say I'm delighted to be taking on this role. I was petrified to start with because I really didn't know as much about it, as I quickly learned. There are a few things I'd like to mention over and above the report that you've all received, and that is that I'd like to congratulate Yarra on winning the Pauline Hopkins Cup. Most impressive. I would also like to mention to you all to consider entering your society, and if you wish to know more about it, please contact me, both for the Pauline Hopkins Cup, and there are also the Overseas Award, the Marsh Awards, for volunteering in the community, committed to social, cultural and environmental causes. That was actually won by New Zealand last year, so I'd certainly like to see it, come to Australia. The School of Arts and Mechanics Institute is going along nicely, with a number of people putting their hand up to begin Mechanics Institute, or School of Arts, I should say. One lady doing one on her own from Newcastle. Newcastle has just completed one, and so congratulations to them. That was the more recent one. Church recordings, there was 41 submitted. In progress, we've got 6 in progress, and I've sent information due to my ring around to another 5 societies. So anybody wishing to start more church recordings, please don't hesitate to let me know. I will be ringing around again to see how you're all going and see how you've settled in for the year. With Young Arts, there are 38 societies. Only 4 don't contribute to Young Arts, but it is worth considering that by entering Young Arts, by doing church recordings, by doing School of Arts Mechanics Institute, Pauline Hopkins Cup and the Marshall Awards are certainly open to you. So I'll look forward to speaking to you all in the near future. Are there any questions?
Carol Johnson.
Yeah, just curious to know where the Pauline Hopkins Cup actually is at the moment.
Now, that was to have been handed over to Yarra, but I think it's being held, Sue, am I right in saying that's still being held by the previous person?
Yeah, who was the last society? I've forgotten. That sounds terrible. Anyone want to own up to having the Pauline Hopkins?
I think it's Launceston.
No,
is it
Launceston?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
And I sent it to John, and John Broadley, I sent it up to him because I forgot to bring it. Well, I couldn't bring it when I was meant to bring it, so I posted it. And I wrapped it up in all sorts of stuff, and so he now owes me about 6 million tea towels and all sorts of other things. Give back to me. But he's got it. John Broadley's got it.
Thank you. We'll have, well, at the moment it's impossible to get it to you, Carol, so.
I don't particularly want it. I just didn't want to be accused of nicking it.
No, don't blame you.
You can send it by the post. If you
we can. We'll get it to her. We'll get it to her. But I didn't realise John gave John Griffiths some other things that we had, but yeah, not that one.
It's in a brown tacky suitcase.
I'm ready.
Suitcase.
Righty ho. Okay. Thank you. Can we just move that Margie's report be accepted? Right.
The poll is carried.
Thank you. We're now up to, I'd like to ask Libby Davis, who's the chairman of the Patricia Robertson Fund, to speak to the Patricia Robertson Fund.
Thanks, Sue. Good afternoon, everyone. Now you've all had a chance to read my report. I hope that you're all as proud as I am of the support that ADFAS has given to the young and emerging conservators to further their careers. And if you haven't seen, please look on the website, and also it's been up on Facebook and Instagram, but you couldn't help but be impressed by Elizabeth McCartney, just an amazing young lady. Big thank you to the societies that have already contributed this year. We're up to about 5 at this stage. I will be contacting societies next month to seek support for whatever funds that you can provide under the current circumstances. This is a very sad time for Pat, but I hope she'd be comforted to see that her wonderful vision is being so well supported. So thank you all, and I look forward to reporting to you at our next council meeting.
Thank you, Libby. Okay, any questions? No? Okay, we'll just do our little poll on accepting her report.
Yep.
The poll is carried.
Righty-ho. Okay. Well, we're getting to the really nice bit of the afternoon, where I'm now going to invite Julian Bickerstaff to talk to us. I'm sure Julian needs no introduction to many of us, but for those who don't know Julian, he is president of the association and is a highly respected conservator who is currently president of the International Institute for Conservation of Historic and Artistic Works. Julian is going to speak to us today on the world of blockbuster exhibitions, so I'll hand you over without further ado to Julian.
I just have a minor technical problem here. I'm trying to find Julian. Here we go.
I'm here, so I can see you well.
Yes, no, I just made you a co-host, Julian. You're welcome to share.
You won't see yourself.
Good, thank you. Hello, everybody, and I've always enjoyed this moment. Thank you for humouring me to be able to speak to the AGM. I've tried in the past, I suppose, to bring in some sort of broader aspects of where ADFAS really fills the community voids and the richness of the offering that you're also importantly a part of. With us not meeting in person, I thought, why don't I give you a quick update on another area I'm involved in, which is the world of museum exhibitions, because we're all starved of museum going. And I thought you'd be interested to know a little of what's happening at the moment in the Australian scene. So what I'm going to try and do is click a slide here and see what happens. Now, Les, I seem to have pushed the wrong green button.
The share button at the bottom.
Share screen?
Share button at the bottom of the screen.
Share.
Yep, we're coming up, I think.
There you go.
Screen sharing live.
Okay, now if you could find your presentation.
Hang on, Fix. Where am I going to find that?
Okay, if you just close your email.
Close my email.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, right, you're still in your emails. If you can get into your Explorer.
Go to my Explorer. I can.
Yeah.
As you can see, folks, this is all very highly rehearsed. Why don't I go into? Sorry, go on.
Not the internet. Your Windows Explorer down the bottom, the file there. That's it. That one there.
Yep.
Good. Now you can find your presentation. There it is there.
Perfect. Thank you, Les. Thank you for indulging
now
us.
slideshow.
Go full screen slideshow, which is there. Should know this, shouldn't I? From
the beginning.
From the beginning. Golly gosh. There we are.
And there you go. There we go. Well done.
Thank you, Les. Sigh of relief. So the big news in Sydney is, of course, the move of the powerhouse, or not, and through some tremendous lobbying work, the sensible decision's been made to keep it at Ultimo and to build another satellite out at Parramatta. But meanwhile, down the road at the Australian Museum, which is what you're looking at here, there is a major revamp of their collection space going on. And The purpose of that was meant to be that they would kick off with in their new international exhibition area with a very substantial Tutankhamun exhibition. Now, let's, sorry, to change this, what do? I just push.
Just on your, just click your down arrow on your keyboard, or your right arrow. There, that's it.
We're in business. So that is how the Australian Museum was meant to look from early next year, with this extraordinary exhibition on Tutankhamun. Now, in Cairo, there is a new museum being built called the Grand Egyptian Museum, which is about 5 years late and terribly over budget, but will be an astonishing place to visit. And it's where the Tutankhamun treasures will be. And prior to that happening, they decided to tour about 150 of the Tutankhamun treasures around the world. And it has been a true blockbuster. Blockbuster is an interesting word. Some people think it reverts to the fact that people queue right round a block to get in. There's another view that a bomb in the Blitz could wipe out a whole block, and so therefore it had that sort of impact. But they all go back to the first Tutankhamun exhibition, which was held at the Met in New York and then at the British Museum in London. And it began and this was in the mid-70s, began the popular idea of literally millions of people seeing an exhibition. And this exhibition you're looking at there has been seen typically by between 0.5 and 1 million people at each venue. Now, Sydney was going to be the 5th venue from early next year, from March next year, and we were expecting at least 800,000 people to come. But it was on show in London when COVID hit. They were sort of halfway through their period there. It was then going to Boston, I think, and then on to us. And they closed it down after 500,000 people had been to see it. You can actually go on site and see it online. I'd have to tell you it's a pretty second best experience, but it is there. So Tutankhamun sadly is not coming. The upside is that the Australian Museum is going to get out some of its great internal treasures, particularly the Pacific Island collections. And we're going to have a great show of that. But no Tutankhamun at the moment. My guess is it's never going to get here, because I think by the time we're through this, Cairo will be saying we want all this back for to encourage tourists to come to Cairo. Meanwhile, the National Gallery of Australia in Canberra, this was scheduled to open an exhibition called Botticelli to Van Gogh, which was masterpieces from the National Gallery in London. That was due to open in, I think, September, October this year. At the moment, that's still coming and opens in March 2021. So fingers crossed that still gets here. It will include Van Gogh's Sunflowers, which, like all these great paintings, is so much better to see in the flesh than on the screen. Further south, the NGV, the National Gallery of Victoria, had a major exhibition on Pierre Bonnard. There's a Pierre Bonnard, which came from the Musée d'Orsay in Paris. That was due to open late this year. That's been pushed back till 2023. It was an interesting exhibition, which was a one-off, namely the exhibition was coming directly to Melbourne and then going straight home again. It's part of the very successful Winter Masterpieces show that the NGV has been doing, part of the deal of which is that the exhibitions don't go anywhere else. So people are drawn to come to Melbourne in this instance, and can't go and see these treasures anywhere else. And then finally, back here in New South Wales, the exhibition that the Art Gallery was going to host on Matisse from the Centre Pompidou, that again was meant to open in, I think, about October this year. That's been pushed back to 2021. So they're hoping they can still make that exhibition happen in about a year's time. But coming back to the Australian Museum view in terms of looking what we've got in the cupboards itself rather than going outside, they are mounting a splendiferous exhibition on our much beloved Streeton. And you will be able to see 150 Streetons, all in one space at the Art Gallery of New South Wales from November. That is going to happen almost come what may. The Art Gallery is open at the moment, as I'm sure Sydney-siders are aware. But that will give us, I think, a lot of homegrown pleasure. And although it's not Matisse, it's equally important in all sorts of other different genres. So go and support them and enjoy the streetings there. The bigger question is this the end of the blockbuster? The demise of the blockbuster has been predicted for years. Even in the 90s, Roy Strong, who was the famous director of the V&A, said he was going to mount no more big exhibitions and mount only local ones from his own collection. But when visitor figures plummeted, he had to reverse that. The reality is they are very expensive things to mount. They require registrars and conservators to travel the world couriering these things. And they do stress the paintings, of course. There's a wonderful story I have of a dear friend of mine who was a courier for the Australian Museum in reverse, who took a pre-Columbian pot to the Quai Branly Museum. I can tell you this because it's public knowledge in Paris, and did her job as a courier. So she delivered it to the museum, to the exhibition, took it out of its box, put it in its showcase, locked the showcase, and went home in bed and phoned this museum and said, all done, and I'll be flying back in a couple of days. Ducked down there the next morning and thought, this is really weird. The showcase is in a different place. And then had a closer look, and the whole pot was in two and clearly being glued together again. And it was one when she left it there the night before. And a sort of horror story. They'd decided to move it late that night. It had fallen out. It had broken in two. They'd got somebody to glue it together, and hoping nobody would notice. So that's why couriers are meant to be there, and you're meant to see it into its case and locked and nobody touches it. And thinking of Tutankhamun, just to wrap up where I started, that same thing happened to the famous gold mask of Tutankhamun, where the sort of goatee beard came off and was, as I'm sure you know, was stuck on with sort of super glue, which splodged out the side, and slightly skew whiffed too, because they were terrified anybody picked that it had been moved. So folks, watch this space in the short term about enjoying Australian grown exhibitions. In the long term, who quite knows what happened in the blockbusters, but I hope that's a little reminder of what we're missing and how much we're going to enjoy all the more when they're back and available for us to visit. Thanks, Sue.
Thank you, Julian. That was wonderful. It was a lovely interlude at the end of our day when we've been, doing business. So, and actually, as you were talking, I was thinking that in Brisbane we're getting an exhibition of motorcycles coming from the US later this year. So I think I'd rather be in one of the other states than at an exhibition on motorcycles. So anyway, that's what's happening up here. So thank you so much for talking to us, Julian. And I now need to just ask if there is any other business that anyone wants to bring up at this meeting.
Yes.
Somebody does?
It's Trish.
Trish, yeah, go for it.
I know that we've all sort of tiptoed around, not really tiptoed. I would like to actually say in this forum, thank you so much to the Lecturers Committee. They've just done such an outstanding job, and our members, individual and the societies, are very grateful. It's keeping us engaged. And the quality has been staggering. I mean, a couple of maybe nots, but the quality has been amazing. And thank you, Nan and committee.
Hear, hear. I think everyone will agree with you there. They've done a wonderful job. So has anyone else got any comments or anything they'd like to say?
Yes, please.
Yes.
I'd just like to say that I'm extremely proud to be a part of our group of ADFAS, societies. I think we all devote huge amount of time voluntarily to a great cause. And it's very pleasing to see so many people giving their time freely, and certainly people like Nan and others organising our resources is just so good and highly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Anyone else want to speak? Can't see anything. Okay.
Yep. Can I just say? I just want to strongly agree with Trish and say we're absolutely amazed and delighted at the work of the Lecturers Committee and Nan. We've had some wonderful experiences with our lectures. I want to say that the Brian Healy lecture on Helsinki that we've just had was just unbelievable. It was just beautiful, really, really beautifully crafted. Can I just ask everyone, can anyone give a few words about any other lectures that they've seen that they would recommend highly? Any perhaps one that they saw that they really liked? Yeah.
I will.
Yes, go on.
ADFAS Brisbane had Kathleen Olive
Right.
it was about Spanish art. That was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
So Richard King, Melbourne.
Yep.
We had one at Mornington and one from Nick Gordon. First one was on Jeffrey Smart, which was excellent. And the second one was on Italian futurism, which was really intriguing.
Okay, thanks.
And Kathleen Olive's one on the Japanese garden was just sublime. So beautiful.
There you go.
Great, thank you. That's very good.
Okay, anyone else got any?
Peter Hagen.
We had one on by Gavin Fry.
By who?
On the World War artist.
Sorry, who was the artist?
Gavin Fry.
Fry. Okay, thanks.
And Noosa had Ian Coburn on the Mosque of Cordoba.
Yeah, we had that. That was good too.
Fabulous. Yeah. We've just done the Venice Biennale, which challenged quite a few of our members, but I thought Nick Gordon was really, really good. Enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Right. Anyone else got any comments?
We had skyscrapers.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, that was brilliant.
We had American skyscrapers, and that actually was a little bit outside what we would normally have as a lecture, but I personally thought it was fantastic. I'm not certain if all of our members liked it because it wasn't so decorative art-based, but a fascinating history of how those New York skyscrapers came about.
Right.
Hobart had Jacqueline Coburn on painting the Spanish light, and that was one of the favourites of us. So
Yeah,
we've
great, really good.
doing two a month, but out of all ones we've done, that's what people have really enjoyed.
Peter Hagen.
Yeah, I'd like to not only concur about thanking the Lecturers Committee, but the executive too. Look, honestly, the support we've had, but also more importantly, the fact that you've laughed and cried along with us and given us every sort of opportunity to offload on you. And for me, who's only got the dog at home, it's been great. And I just want to, and also to those fabulous other chairmen that I've spent the year of, thank you very much. And they know who they are. But it's been an incredible cohesion of groups and people. And I honestly thank you very much for making my first year as chairman such a memorable one in many ways, but no, a positive one. So thank you.
Thank you.
Can I just thank Sue, Nan, and all the others that have helped us throughout this difficult period. You really helped us.
Thank you, Lynn.
Things, yeah, thank you.
Anyone else?
Time has come.
Time has come, the walrus said, did he? Les wants to get away. No. Okay. Well, there being no other business, I declare the meeting closed at whatever, 3:45 p.m. And the next annual general meeting of the Association of ADFAS will be on the 25th of March 2021, and hopefully in Sydney, but who knows. Thank you everybody for coming, and it's been lovely seeing old and new faces. Bye.
Bye.